Wait, are we live?
It says we are.
Are we live? Peaks live? We are live, 11 personnel live in Brandenburg at TD's Pizza and Wings. Having a great time here. I'm Nick Crouch. He's Adam Luckett. We're presented by Monticello Bank. Taking the show on the road to Meade County. We rode the Green Wave all the way here. Luckett, of all the great mascots in the state, I appreciate the Green Wave because, let's be real. There's only so many Tigers and Colts and Bulldogs and Wildcats. The Green Wave here is creative. It's a shout out to the Ohio River, I think. That sounds right? Is that all?
There's a wave right there.
Oh, we're on the way. You almost knocked the sign down.
You know, what is the real Death Valley? Clemson? Tiger Stadium? No, it's right across the street here. Meade County is the real Death Valley. And we're here at TD's. Fan of the show, friends of the show, happy to have us down here, happy to be down here. We're going to talk some ball today.
Yeah, the wishbone offense back in the day, I don't know if they're still wishboning, but I know back in, people talk about the Bush-Brom Trinity game back in the day. Well, the Green Wave gave them hell in the semifinals the game before. I think it was...
They knocked St. X out, I believe, that year. They had a quarterback that went to Indiana, names escaping me.
I got it right here because I had to talk to my sources. There we go, Blake Powers. Yeah,
there you go.
Went to Indiana, and he's the head coach here now. They brought him back. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You got to bring the guys back. Hopefully, it goes better than some of the other coaches you bring back to your alma mater. You know, sometimes that doesn't always.
You got any examples? I don't really know what you're talking about there.
No idea. No examples off the top of my head. But we named one great Meade County athlete. You got any other, any others?
I do not off the top of my head. I know you got a little list over there because you're a professional.
Oh, I'm
and professionals do show prep.
Oh, and I did plenty of show prep because there's one in particular that I think Peak will know the answer to this trivia question. He played against Kentucky in an SEC championship game. It's from Meade County, 2010 SEC championship game. Pete, can you name that player? Battletown, Kentucky's finest. Riley Beanock, Meade County alum, who played for another Meade County native, Rick Stansberry, with the dollar sign for the S, Jeff Goodman.
Yeah, is that what's he say? Nothing gets past Slick Rick or something like that?
Nothing gets past Slick Rick. Who?
On-3 colleague Jeff Goodman.
Where's Stansberry now? He just got. Is it LSU?
I think that's right.
So we're going to see more Rick Stansberry.
He's getting the strong-ass offers with Will Wade down in Baton Rouge.
Oh, yeah, strong-ass offers from Brandenburg to Campbellsville and now all the way down to Baton Rouge. But we're not here to talk exclusively about the Wings here, the Green Wave at Meade County. We're here to talk Kentucky football because that's what we do, and we're here thanks to Monticello Bank, presenting sponsors of 11 Personnel for umpteen years. They've been in business since 1895, helping the community. They got one in Brandenburg? We need to go drive around. We need to do a tour day.
If they don't, I guarantee there's one close to here.
There is.
Because they're everywhere.
And they're always conveniently located online, nbcbank.com. Monticello Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, proud presenting sponsors of 11 Personnel. Well, today, we are clearly in Wildcat country. There's blue all around here. But we're a stone's throw away from Louisville. They deal with some of the Louisville fans. It's probably not the... I would argue that Hardin County is the greatest Louisville stronghold outside of Jefferson County. Nelson County, you'll get some Bardstown people that cheer for the Cards. You probably got a couple in here. And right now, we're in the midst of rivalry talk because Will Stein, that guy, he takes no days off, right? Like, he goes to Michael Bennett, he's on an Atlanta radio, he's talking all the time. We need to get him on the show. Maybe we should try that. I mean, he's talking to everybody. But on Michael Bennett's show, which has been confirmed plenty of times before, he's like, yeah, we're keeping the Louisville rivalry. Obviously, you have to. Like, that's part of this. In the new 9-game SEC, you've got to play a 10th Power Conference opponent. It's going to be Louisville. But he said something, Luckett, that got some folks fired up. Because he said he wants the game back on Labor Day weekend. He wants the first game of the year. That's where we grew up. Game 1, 94 was played Labor Day weekend. And that ran until about 05, first decade plus. That's when Kentucky was like, we want to do third game of the series here and there.
I think the first year of that was 07.
Got loose? Yeah.
07, yeah.
And so they sprinkled that in for a few years before finally the TV networks took over. They moved it to Rivalry Week at the end of the year. Adam Luckett, Will Stein clearly grew up in our generation, right? Like, this is another one of those, like, oh yeah, Will Stein's a Louisville guy. He grew up going to those watch parties on Labor Day Sunday. Game on ESPN2, 3:30, 100 degrees outside. Clearly, he's a big fan of playing at week 1. Are you a big fan of playing at week 1?
Well, Stein was showing his Jefferson County.
He really was.
He really was. Nick, I feel like this is like an evergreen topic. This is like First Take talking to Cowboys.
Oh, it's July 10th, and we got nothing to talk about. Let's talk
about when the Governor's Cup should be played. Okay.
But it is fun to talk about.
This fun conversation on KS Board about this. I think he had people on both sides of the argument. And I think each side making valid points.
Yes, correct.
Each way. Nick, what are your favorite Kentucky Louisville Governor's Cup memories off the top of your head? Just name a few.
Well, Mar fumbled.
When was that game played?
End of the year.
Okay.
I really enjoyed in the rain when Lynn Bowden ran like all over them.
When was that game played?
That was the last game of the year. Stevie got loose. Okay. Stevie got loose. That was a fun one.
Was that week 1?
That was like week 3. They played a couple cupcakes before.
Byron Pryor.
Tim Couch, remember when he threw for like 1,000 yards?
Yep, first game, 1998.
Yeah. Oh, Peak shouting out Myron Pryor.
That was week 1. That was this Sunday. Yeah. I think that is when they wanted to play. Nick, how do you feel about rivalries? Do you think you should do what your rival wants to do?
No. You should do the opposite, which, in fact, I've heard in the past that Louisville wanted to do the red jerseys versus the blue jerseys, and UK was like, well, if you want to do it, then we don't want to do it. So, that to your point,
Jeff Drummond wrote a great column on this.
He really did. KSR Plus.
Plus.
He makes so many great valid points.
He beat me to the punch because I was going to sit down and write it, but I'm glad he did it so I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to rage type on the keyboard this week. It doesn't make sense for Kentucky to play this game week 1. It just doesn't. I understand the sentiment, and I understand some of the nostalgia. But I also don't understand the nostalgia because the game didn't work out well for Kentucky when it was the first game of the season.
Kentucky had a losing record by only 1 game. It was relatively close, but it was a losing record where they have a winning record since the game has been played at the end of the season.
And I don't think it makes much like logistical sense in the year of our Lord 2026. Mm-hmm. Now, from one side, I think you can say, what's it matter? Like, if Kentucky's going to be good enough to be, say we go to the 2014 playoff, if they're going to be good enough to get in that 2014 playoff, 9-3, 8-4 is going to get there in a Louisville game one way or the other. It's not going to break you. Mm-hmm. But also, like, do you really want to play one of your most important games, first game of the year? A lot of these seasons now, Nick, you're playing an SEC team week 2.
Yeah, Kentucky has been the first game of the SEC the last 2 years, and they will be this year as well.
And another factor, it's a rivalry game. Now, I'm a believer rivalry games should be played on rivalry weekend. Like, that is the whole point. And I want Kentucky to be involved in that. I don't want Kentucky playing some random SEC team on that day. I like it. Because before they played Tennessee growing up, that didn't work out either.
No,
so
it didn't work
maybe a lot of this for me is history-based because I know it didn't work.
Yeah.
And this new method that Kentucky tried out has mostly worked for them. And so I'm a proponent of keep doing that, what you're having success with. And I feel like they're having success with this model. And SEC, it's weird. Who are they going to play that last game?
Yeah.
Every other body has a permanent opponent locked into that weekend.
Missouri.
Missouri plays Arkansas now. Now, do they want to keep going with that rivalry? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Oklahoma plays like LSU now. And A&M doesn't, or A&M plays Texas now, so they're off the table.
Yeah.
And then Vanderbilt plays Tennessee.
Yeah.
Who are you going to play?
Well, in setting all of that aside, just from there's definitely a nostalgia bit. I'm one of those. You get it. You went to the parties growing up.
I get it.
And there's a part of having it in the opening weekend, particularly on that Sunday, that makes the game stand out more on a national scale. Because it gets lost in the wash at the end of the year, right? Like, it just does. The Governor's Cup, it is in the Iron Bowl. It's not Texas A&M. Like, it's not on the same scale as a lot of the other rivalries. And having it on that Sunday, it meant something. And then the summers were great of just trash talking. And the best part of the trash talk was that nobody could be proven wrong. You can't prove incorrect a falsehood because nobody had seen anybody play it. So from that aspect, I like it. But you know what? I went and watched Charlie Strong and Joker Phillips play in I want to say it was 2009 or 10.
2010 was the first year. The year one versus year one.
In Stein, was that the game Stein played in? No, Stein would have been 12. He would have been later, I think.
Stein was the next year in 2011.
Either way, I remember going to a game at Commonwealth Stadium with one of my buddies who was a Louisville fan, and it might have been the worst football game I've ever seen. It was bad. It was so bad. Like, I want to say 4 combined turnovers, penalties left and right. Kentucky basically won by default because the other team just made more mistakes. It was just, who is going to not lose this game? And so I think, and the point that Jeff made in that article is typically the better team has just won. There haven't...
It's not rocket science.
And the other part that makes this a very fun rivalry, like talking point, is that there's not a clear answer because it's never close, right? There have been 2-3 close games in the last 15 years, 20 years in this rivalry. Stevie got loose, Lamar fumbles. Every other one of them, the team that's better just wins by 40. Yeah. It's not really close. So that gives a little fuel to the fodder, but I do like that when it's played at the end of the year, you've got to weather the storm of a full schedule. So, like, as much as I want to go back to the days, like having summers where we're just talking trash to Louisville for 6 weeks before the game, the build-up, the excitement, like, as much as I want that, like, I understand it's best for that. It's harder to see that because the only time that either side has truly cashed in on this rivalry, where it's you can ruin the other person's season. A la 13-9, Pitt beats West Virginia in the backyard brawl. It's only happened once. And Louisville had already ruined their playoff chances the week before because Ed Oliver had 13 sacks for Houston. So, like, Louisville was out of the playoff at that point. But Kentucky, we got to wreck Lamar's Heisman season. And that, I would say for the fans that are in this area, that's maybe the most satisfying Kentucky football win they've ever experienced. So, I appreciate Will Stein kind of throwing out some catnip for the folks, but it's in a good spot now, and we'll keep it that way.
And I think just in general, this was kind of my thought on the board. It's too big of a game to just play. Let's have some good vibes. Because I think a lot of people that won at week one, it's for the vibe. It's for the summer vibes.
Right. It's for the big Labor Day weekend where you're all getting together.
But you also get the vibes if you win last because you can hang it over the other side's head, which is what Louisville is doing right now like they did last year. Yeah. And that's what Kentucky did. Because now you're doing the final score tally. Yeah. Like Kentucky did that for 4 years. Now Louisville's doing it.
Oh, yeah.
So I do think that like you still get that. I don't love, like, I think it's too big of a game to play week one. I just really do.
It's the way Jared Lorenzo would respond. You knew if you were going to have a good or bad season after week one. And that kind of sucks. like this year, for example, if you lose to Alabama in week 2, which maybe we'll get into that. You can 1
and 2. You can lose Alabama and A&M. The season's not over at all.
You have more SEC games, that you can stack up. You can't get the rivalry games, but.
And another thing. When they started this series, Kentucky was not in a good place.
No.
They were coming off that Peach Bowl, but the Mummy era was the Curry era was not going well. And Louisville was a Conference USA team.
Yeah.
With what wasn't a Ron Cooper. Ron Cooper football was in town. Right? It was like when they started this game, Louisville couldn't have it at home. It was very much what would be G5 versus Big Boy. And that's why it was a week one game. It's not that anymore. Both sides. Kentucky's in a better spot as a program. Louisville is obviously in a better spot as a program. It's too big of a game to play week one. If you want to do the Iowa State thing where they play week 2, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, but without a tune-up, that's tough.
Without a tune-up, I just think it's too big of a game to play just for so people can get excited about week one.
I'm excited about week one regardless because football's here. I'm going to be fired up for Youngstown State, which I think this will fire you up. Did you know Ron Cooper is still a college football coach?
I did. Isn't he a defensive backs coach somewhere?
No, even better. Fins up. He is the head coach at Long Island University.
That's right. I knew that. I thought this was some Pete Golding slander was coming when you did that.
No. Well, we'll get into that in just a little bit. But we probably should move off from Louisville Governor's Cup talk because there is plenty of other football topics that we need to discuss today. We also need to remind you that, hey, there's a little horse race on Saturday called the Preakness Stakes like it. It's happening.
So
even without a Kentucky Derby winner.
you beat me too. I had a punchline coming, and you just took it right off my plate. Without the Derby winner. Go ahead.
They still do race the Preakness without the Derby
I'll be watching
winner.
the PGA Championship while you're while you're all in. And Kentucky baseball will be wrapping up too.
They'll be done at Adirondack when post time's at 6:50. Before post time, just download the First Bet app. It's like 1/ST First Bet. And here's the thing: when you sign up, use promo code KSR250. Plug it. Every $100 you bet, you're gonna get 25 back in bonus bets. That's a walk in the park. All right. This is a great card. 4 turf races in the late pick 5.
Oh, wow.
That means chaos is going to erupt. I know it's going to be weird. It's a little different. But you're still going to get some skin in the game. And here's the other part, too. First Bet, it's not like you can only bet Laurel Park with First Bet and the Preakness Stakes. Churchill Downs has night racing Saturday night. The meet's just getting rolling. We got Thursday night dollar beers at the track. So go ahead, load up that account on First Bet, use that promo code KSR250, and you're going to get up to $250 back in bonus bets if you wager up to $1,000. Go ahead, sign up KSR250 at First Bet today.
Pick 5. What is that in like football parlay terms?
It's
like
a 5-legger.
No, like what are the odds to hit that? Is it harder to hit a 5-legger in horse racing? So what would you compare that to football parlay? Is it like anytime touchdown for 4 legs?
It's close to anytime touchdown, except you have to pay the juice for a bigger ticket. So like that,
right.
That's what makes it a little interesting is like you can go skinny on a pick 5, which I've done before and hit, but on a big race day with all those turf races, you're going to want to have like probably a $250 ticket on that pick 5 ticket. So, you gotta spread your wealth around. I'd probably compare it on a big race day closer to like a 9-leg where you're sprinkling in multi-sports and you're getting really weird with it. So we're going to get weird with it. Preakness Stakes this weekend. We got a great preview with PTF from In the Money Media on the KSR YouTube channel if you want to check it out. But here's something that I didn't plan on touching on like it, but Big Click Nick was added this weekend. Folks, it's Sunday. It's Saturday. It's the weekends during the talking season. We got to make some takes on KSR. And I've been sitting on this take for a while. Predicted Kentucky to beat Alabama. All right, here's the thing. When you say out loud, Kentucky's beating Alabama, everybody just, Adam Luckett. Nick Saban ain't walking through that door. He's not. This Alabama iteration of their Crimson Tide is nothing close to what we've seen in the past. And so I think a lot of people, there's a lot of sticker shock when I say that, but if you and I sit here and break down the game, it's going to feel much more obtainable in the past. If I change the logo to Ole Miss, people would be like, hell yeah, Cat's going to beat Pete Gold in year 1. They got there would be, it's just that Alabama name has people freaking out. But we can talk about it. I think it's, like, if I'm trying to predict a real upset, a real signature win, here are my options. At Texas A&M, college football playoff a year ago. Ain't happening. LSU at home, Lane Kiffin. I don't know what they're going to be, but they spent a lot of money on that roster. I'm not going to go there. At Tennessee, their roster's shaky. Their quarterback situation's weird, but how many times have we seen Kentucky win at Tennessee? I can't predict.
We weren't allowed in the building.
Exactly. Peak has been banished from there. I can't predict a win at Tennessee. South Carolina, Missouri, Vanderbilt. Are those really going to be upsets? Like, is that? Am I really going out on a limb to predict an upset when the spreads on those games will be less than a touchdown? Hell, Missouri might be a pick 'em by the time we get there, right? We don't know where the teams are going to be at that point in the season. So I don't think I'm really going out on that big of a limb. If I want to make a strong take without having my salivary glands just like fall out of my mouth here at TD's in Brandenburg, if I'm going to make a strong pick, like Alabama makes sense to me. Well, who's starting quarterback for Alabama this year?
We don't know yet. Could be a true freshman.
Keelan Russell.
Keelan Russell, yeah. Kentucky can play 2 true freshman quarterbacks this year when you look at him and Faison Brandon there at Tennessee.
So you have to deal with that. Peak's dealing with his deal. Here's the other part, too. Alabama had its worst rushing attack since they started keeping stats in 1946. Who did they get running back to replace? Who do they got coming in?
They tried to get Hollywood Smothers from NC State, and then Texas stole their cookies in the portal. So running back's a big question mark down there. They lost, Ryan Williams is back, obviously, but they lost Jeremy Bernard, who's going to be on your Steelers.
Yep.
probably have a big role. Defense is looking in a better shape, but offense is a big question mark.
They lost Caden Proctor, offensive tackle.
They got a guy, Racing Delgatti from FCS Davis, or UC Davis, I believe.
Yeah.
Or Cal Poly, excuse me. He's going to be their starting center. To your point, Nick, it is not the Alabama of old. And I think everyone's brains are trained. And then Kalen DeBoer's been a big hunter.
Yeah. But he lays eggs, though.
One at Georgia, right? One at Oklahoma in the playoff. He's had all these big wins, but yes, versus unranked teams is when he's had his weirdest moments. Vanderbilt.
That was his first SEC road game.
Florida State.
Last year.
They've just
first
had
road game last year.
Oklahoma the year before, when Oklahoma had that 6-6 football team. They just had weird moments against unranked teams, specifically on the road. And then, I don't even know a factor you even added, Will Stein and Kalen DeBoer coached against each other.
Yeah, Washington versus Oregon. Plenty of
so
times.
there's obviously,
I didn't include that, no.
There's obviously that familiarity there. So, very interesting matchup. It's a huge game for Kentucky. People are really excited about it. I don't think it's crazy. It could be a true freshman, first road start, all that. Yeah.
And the part that I didn't mention, and this is like, you write your thing, and then you're like, hell, I got 10 other things I got to write, and then more comes in the brain. The other part that I think, to bring it back to Kentucky, what are we talking about with this Kentucky football team? Feed the studs, Will Stein, his offense, it's going to be great. Nobody's talking about his defense, right? I don't think people are aware that Tavian Gadsden is probably going to be a first-team All-SEC preseason defensive tackle. Not first team, second team.
Yeah, him and Humphrey Grace should be getting some recognition.
Yeah, the defensive line is going to be stout. You brought in a multi-year starter, Chops Harkless, played nose. Kentucky has the most experienced safeties in the SEC. I need to repeat that again. Kentucky has the most experienced SEC tandem in the Southeastern Conference. They got Ryan Nichols, who's played a lot 2 years at quarterback. Aaron Gates at nickel. Hopefully he's healthy after playing Youngstown State.
Healthy is the key word when we talk about this football team in a lot of different positions. Not to beat a dead horse,
but the point being, the strength of this, maybe not even just this defense, but this team is going to be in the secondary. It just is. And it is with a unit that Jay Bateman is going to disguise a lot of blitzes, right? Like, I think we don't know a lot about his defense, except that their MO is all about pre-snap confusion. Well, what did Alabama do last year? They won on the shoulder of a first-round quarterback. That's how they won football games.
Yeah, when they were at their best, it was Ty Simpson slinging that thing.
We know that Ryan Grubb can call some plays for a quarterback. What's the worst nightmare for an offense? A first-time starting quarterback on the SEC, on the road, without a running game to help him out, facing a defense that's going to disguise a bunch of stuff, right? The opportunity is there. I'm going to go out on a limb. You know what? The last 2 years I went out on a limb. It worked well at Ole Miss. They won that game with Brock Vandagriff at quarterback. People forget that Brock Vandagriff beat that Ole Miss team, kept them out of the playoff. And then last year they had a chance to tie that game. That was the other one I went out on a limb with. They had a chance to tie a game in the fourth quarter against an Ole Miss team who we thought was going to kind of fall back, and they ended up getting to the Final Four, being a damn good football team.
Yeah, probably the best, arguably the best team on the schedule last year.
Yeah, so we don't have the one thing that I don't like. We knew Mark Stoops' teams would usually get up for this spot. We don't really know with Will Stein, but with a young coach in his first big spot, who is very aggressive, he's going to go for some kill shots. And you land a couple, you put the pressure on him. I'm just saying.
I see what happens, right? I think Alabama, they're just in they feel vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
And I think that is ultimately where your kind of head is at. Alabama feels a little vulnerable, and there's a couple factors going Kentucky's way. Possibly true freshman, first road start. Kentucky has the element of surprise because they haven't really shown what they're going to do. And then also Will Stein is familiar with kind of Kalen DeBoer and how he operates. So all of those add up where you think Kentucky could potentially be a live dog in that football game in week 2. But that's a good thing because that's what this fan base needed in a lot of ways. I think that's what we needed that's what 11 personnel needed.
Yeah.
Because last year was a slog and there just wasn't much to get excited about. Where now I feel like people, obviously the recruiting success and all of that, they're having excitement, but dreaming big dreams is part of being a fan. It's part of the experience of all of this. And I think everyone's getting to do that. And having the Alabama game second week, it's kind of been nice for everybody because they can dream big dreams and kind of go into that. People are going to go into that not really know what to expect, whether it be good or bad, and I think that's exciting for a lot of people. And it's hope. People have hope where I think a lot of the hope just went away the last couple of years.
People wanted it to work out because they liked Mark Stoops because he won a lot of football games, but it was hard to see how it would work. Whereas like now, we can at least lay out a game.
Well, the book was out on him. The blueprint was out. Where now the blueprint is not out. The book is not out. We don't really know, to your point, like Jay Bateman at North Carolina, it obviously didn't go very well. But everywhere else he's had success, and he was just on a really good defense for 2 years there at A&M. And then he's running kind of this in vogue simulated pressure defense where they're going to play aggressive, they're going to play some man coverage, but they're going to force the issue. And then Stein, to me, Nick, the whole season, and really the Bama game will be you put a spotlight on this. It's all about proof of concept on offense. And all right, Will Stein, we hired you to be good at quarterback. Let's see what some good quarterback play and see what that looks like and where can this carry the program and in a more aggressive style of play where they're more forcing the issue. I think everyone's just really excited about it, and you want to see what it looks like going toe to toe against a big brand, and you're going to get to see it almost out of the gate. I mean, week 2, you're going to be in probably a 3:30 ABC
kickoff. I can almost. They didn't announce it. I wanted them to announce it.
You're going to have a lot of eyeballs on you, and everyone's going to be really, I think, excited about that to see what it looks like. And it's a big weekend because that's NFL starts on Sunday, right? They have the games. They're playing on Wednesday now, but it's the first full football week. Everyone's just excited to get out there and see what it looks like. And that's fun. And this fan base and I think this program needed some fun, and they're getting that right now.
I got to say, I was really excited to try these wings. Yeah, TD's delivered. Hot honey blazing? I don't know. That rocks. I haven't had, there's a nice little sweetness, and it's good.
I think it's blazing honey barbecue, I think is.
Yeah, there's some hot honey.
You can look up TD's menu, and it's probably on there.
Yeah, it's probably on there. Yeah. Come see about it here. Right by the stadium, like you said. They got a little pickup window, too, here. Get you in and out real quick.
Good pizzas here, too. It's not just wings. They got good pizzas here.
That is awesome. I got to have wings every... you can't do wings all the time, and, you get in that football season grind where I feel like I'm almost on a every other week or almost weekly. I've been off my wing game for a while, so I'm glad that TD's got us back on our wing game tonight. You mentioned it, though. Will Stein's been on his recruiting game. Since we last talked, Cats picked up not one but 2 commitments over the weekend. Ivy and Lewis picked the Cats over Virginia Tech on Saturday, top 300 wide receiver. And then the one that was more of a surprise was bright and early Monday morning. I hadn't even finished daycare drop-off yet, when Ian Walker announced his commitment to Kentucky. It's a New Jersey offensive tackle that was garnered interest from Florida, all over the country. Cats are up to 15 commitments now. And, Will Stein said it's going to be a big month. Feels like there might be some more good news to come down the road, too.
I've got a theory here.
Oh, do tell.
This is a Kentucky theory, but it's also like a college football at large theory. We talked about how there's these multi-day official visits, right?
Mm-hmm. Unofficials,
that are happening. Are we seeing the push now, to make May and April the big commitment window?
Well,
I think Kentucky's leaning into that. I don't know if... And then we talk about spring ball changing, right?
Yeah.
Going into a May, June, July OTA type structure. I wonder if this is going to become the big commitment time. And obviously from a Kentucky standpoint, because you don't have to wait. They're doing these multi-day visits now. You don't necessarily have to wait until these June days to get your big OV push in. Maybe they're doing these pushes early. And that's something I'll be interested to find out once I dig into it more over the summer.
Well, take for example, Jatori Williams. Right? Is that his last name?
Right. The Walker and the Jatori Williams thing goes to me, Nick, traditionally, or at least the last few years. I say traditionally, but since we've been in this structure, those are guys that wait until the visits.
Now teams are pushing them to make decisions before the summer OV wave. So my assumption is that they're just trying to, hey, let's not even let you get a chance for these other schools to pry them. Let's get you now before the summer official visits. Kind of called dibs, essentially.
Yeah, that's why I was just wondering if we're headed towards that, where the big change was, lately it's just been 4th of July, right?
Yeah.
Where now I wonder if it's going to be more April Fool's Days when or Derby Day, have you blogging from the infield. When we commit this role.
We will not be doing that.
But I just wondered that. Back to it, I think tackle's been a huge talking point. We've talked about offensive tackle for a long time now here on the program. He was one of their bigger targets, Ian Walker, in New Jersey. Some other schools were involved, but I think Kentucky was the most foot on the gas here in this recruitment, and they were able to get it locked up. And he had some other big schools involved. Took a visit to Ohio State, had an official visit scheduled with Florida. So obviously some big schools were interested in him. True offensive tackle, which is not something they had yet in the class.
Yeah.
So him and Ivian Lewis, I think, check two real boxes. Ivian Lewis is no doubt true outside receiver. Ian Walker, true offensive tackle. Positions of need, premium positions in football. You address it, and it's guys that were wanted, and you beat out some real schools for them.
Some real schools, some legitimate competition. This is one of those sauces where it doesn't hit you right away, and then it creeps up on you.
Feel like you're on Hot Ones or something?
Well, it's not really hot. Man, which, by the way, that has to suck, right? You're trying to talk and look. They do that with celebrities, people who are very obsessed about what they look like. I don't care if I've got wing sauce on my face.
The chat may know this. You need to go watch Conan O'Brien Hot Ones.
Is it that rough?
It's not. How he goes about his business is just very interesting and entertaining. Yes, I would advise go watch Conan O'Brien on Hot Ones.
I will say, I did just pick at one drum. Normally, I would get in the flats, and there would be sauce. I don't like the Joker, smiling from ear to ear with sauce everywhere. You can't really eat chicken wings cleanly, right? You just gotta get after it.
It's if you go in the pool and you're worried about getting your hair wet, are you really going in the pool?
Exactly.
You just gotta do it. Don't be afraid to use 8 paper towels. If you got to go through some paper towels, it's no big deal.
Are wet naps still a thing? Is that?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. I miss those. Those were fun.
That's why they got baby wipes.
Exactly.
We're in the baby wipe.
We got them everywhere.
We never left.
I got told, honey-do list. Got to get some baby wipes. So don't let me forget, Chad. Roush needs to get baby wipes. There's one other thing I needed not to forget as we were cooking here. Because I've got a couple other things I wanted to talk about. But before we get to Lane Kiffin, I do need to talk to you about what's happening on our television screen right now. The Detroit Pistons are playing in the NBA playoffs. Lucky, you're pretty locked into the NBA, right?
A little bit, yeah.
You're dabbling. How the Reds doing tonight?
They're up 5-4 last I checked. I'm afraid to get on my phone. Look.
If you get on your phone, you can pull out the BetMGM app, and you can actually get action on all of those games. I know the Spurs last night, that was a great game. Wemby, I felt like that was a nice and easy he got ejected. Let's bet on him to have a big game. And he had a huge game. If you're feeling one of those urges, I don't even follow the NBA much, and I could kind of feel that one coming. If you got a good feeling about something, get on BetMGM right now. Sign up today and use that promo code ON3. You're going to get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets. $1,500 back in bonus bets with the first bet offer. All you do is you put some money in your account. Whatever you bet, if it doesn't hit, you're going to get it all back on bonus bets up to $1,500. And on top of it all, 50% off subscription to KSR Plus, On3 Plus. You get all the access across the On3 network. So go ahead, sign up for BetMGM today and use that bonus code On3 when you do it. Get into all the NBA action, the NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, Major League Baseball. It's all happening on BetMGM. So here's the thing that you peel back the curtain that listeners don't normally see. I have not memorized what I have to say now. I should have, but I have not. But see, they don't know because normally I'm looking at my camera's right here. So when I just read off of it, they don't know. They think I'm just a genius who's memorized that. See BetMGM.com for terms 21 plus only. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? What do you call?
Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Exactly. Or 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York, 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona, 1-800-327-5050 in Massachusetts, 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa, 1-800-981-0023 in Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Inside podcasting right here.
That's a professional right there. Thanks, Oklahoma's finest. Appreciate it.
You lose the tabs on the reads, so then you're trying to talk your way through finding the tabs.
Oh yeah, and then you just can't. You got to figure out where I left off at.
So then a lot of times it just ends with you just melting down on air, and there's 10 seconds, or it feels like 10, 15 seconds of you saying nothing. I've had that happen to me on the Pump It Up Kentucky Baseball Show a couple times.
There you go. Go check it out. Oh, look it. All right. College football playoff era started in 2014.
Yes.
Okay. How many wins against top 25 opponents has Kentucky had since then? Well, trivia time. Brought to you by BetMGM.
A good amount. They've had like 20 or so, right? Is it that many? 15?
Not that many. 14.
Okay.
Kentucky is 14-29 against top 25 foes since 2014. Essentially, Mark Stoops' first real year. Okay?
Okay.
Where do you think Kentucky stands in the SEC amongst its SEC foes in that pecking order?
You see, I saw the chart. I know it's a lot better than people think.
It's much better.
Because remember the talking point last couple of years was like
Kentucky doesn't beat any SEC teams with a winning record. They haven't beaten anybody.
They don't beat anybody good, and then
yeah. So if you had to guess, where would they be ranked among SEC foes?
I'd say 6th.
Ooh, one spot behind Texas A&M at 8th. Mr. Luckett, did you know that Kentucky has a better winning percentage against top 25 teams than Tennessee?
I did.
Wait, Tennessee, they're God's gift to football, right? Like, surely they've won top 25 games left and right.
Fallen Angel's probably watching this, getting mad at you right now.
They've only won 4 more games, and they've had about a dozen more opportunities to win top 25 games. That's pretty embarrassing, right? Wouldn't you say? Mm-hmm. The most embarrassing of them all is, when you think of Auburn, I mean, this was right after Cam Newton, but Auburn's had some pretty good years, right? Auburn is 18-48. 48 losses to top 25 teams.
Playing golf.
They have all of these big moments. I asked Pete this before. How many top 25 wins do you think Louisville has?
Not very many.
Well, surely, I mean, they play in the ACC, right? There's top 25 teams all over.
Let's play football, as they say.
Exactly. They've half as many as Kentucky. 7.
They blame it on Satterfield.
Oh, Satterfield's fault. Right. That's who it is. But I did find it fascinating just going through the entire SEC. Hey, the West has been better, clearly.
Sure.
Clearly the West has been better. But I do think there is we tend to gloss over some of the good because you don't have the great. Whereas, Kentucky was consistently good, has been consistently good throughout the college football playoff era. It's dipped down a little bit lower. But, I mean, as much talk as Shane Beamer gets in the South Carolina football program with Will Muschamp, think about the preseason hype that South Carolina has gotten over their last few coaches.
Yeah.
11 top 25 wins in 12 years. Not even averaging one a year. Spurrier was around for a couple of these years. They've been bad. I think that as bad as it got as of late, we've had it pretty good through this run, Mr. Luckett. Pretty good.
Yeah, now Kentucky didn't get a top 25 win last year, but I do feel like that was a big kind of talking point in the Stoops era, but they did get them. It's just people would point out they didn't finish top 25. It's like the goalposts are just moving in this kind of conversation.
Oh, yeah.
And they got moving a lot there at the end of the Stoops era.
Oh, man.
People in the chat want you all to fix the sign. It's bothering everyone in the chat.
Oh, because Luckett hit it earlier? Okay, let's fix the sign, Luckett. No, you're going the wrong way. You got to go this. Let's make it crooked the other way. Oh, wait. Nope.
I'll just hold it.
Here we go. We got it. Oh, no, we made it worse. Oh, this is great, actually. But I think we got it. Oh, no. See, we're true to our KSR roots. Matt Jones can't hang a picture.
I'll just hold it.
Hang a picture up.
Just hold it. You happy, chat?
I hope you're happy, chat.
I think it's your brother, too.
Why are people really mad at Ole Miss right now?
Here we go.
I don't, everybody just kind of, best moment of the podcast, so I figured out how to hold the sign up straight. Everybody's really piling on Lane Kiffin. Or not piling on Lane Kiffin, but Lane tried to sort of rub some salt in the wound. In the internet, they made fun of Lane, but all of a sudden, Sark's coming out calling him out for basket weaving classes. Why is everybody mad at Ole Miss right now? They just went to the Final Four last year. Am I missing something?
I think you're answering your question.
Oh. Wait. You mean when you get really good, people start taking shots at you?
Yeah. I think, especially if you're not a historical brand.
That's true, which they are not. And I do think, there was somebody who pointed out on KS Board, he's like, if we're going to throw stones at SEC schools for racist ideologies, the LSU Fighting Tigers were a Confederate brigade.
Just think about
the Tar Heels. Ole Miss just, they had Johnny Rebel as their mascot until like 10 years ago.
Just think about like the discourse around Indiana when they lost to Notre Dame in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay, now
so you're looking at anything to sort of grab onto.
To just kind of like, oh, they're only doing this because A, B, and C. Our brains are trained. Think like Texas brain, LSU brain is trained to think Ole Miss is not good at football. So like now that they're good, they feel like they're a threat. Now Ole Miss is doing some push the envelope type stuff. That like obviously the stuff with
the
Luke Farrelly, the linebacker,
tampered with,
and they were aggressive in the portal era. You know, they're taking guys that, you know, at Kentucky we heard there was things like, well, we can't get guys in late after a certain date. At Ole Miss, that's not a thing. That's not been a thing for them. They can get guys in. They are super aggressive with all of that. And then I also think, Nick, with a lot of all this stuff, all this discourse is just Lane Kiffin being Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's doing what's best for Lane Kiffin, and he's always done that. Yeah. It's not like rocket science. So it's created, and Ole Miss is mad because he left. And it's going to create quite the environment. And hopefully Kentucky A&M's not playing at the same time there on September 19th.
Yeah, because that will be electric. Week 3.
Yeah, week 3.
In Oxford, a night game. I saw that some of the travel websites that do hotels, the max price that they can set it at is $6,000 for one of those third parties. And you know what? I bet if you try to call one of those
hotels, it's going to be popping in Batesville that weekend.
If you tried to call one of those hotels directly, I bet they might tell you it's actually more than $6,000 a night.
Tupelo is going to be on fire Friday night.
It is going to be a scene down there because, you know, LSU fans, they're going to want to go down there and sort of
stick it to them, yeah.
Right. I mean, they're going to want to kind of like, haha, we got your guy and look what we're doing to you now. But on the flip side, I mean, Ole Miss got the judge to get Trinidad Chambliss eligible. That guy's pretty good at football. They're a tricky, you know, we're going to spend a lot more time this summer kind of helping everybody realize what is in play in the SEC because, you know, a lot's changed since we last saw these teams. Ole Miss is tricky because they do have Trinidad back, but this is a Pete Golding team. Charlie Weiss Jr., he's not there, right? Like, he did go with Lane.
He's LSU's offensive coordinator.
Yeah, so, like, you lost some of that mojo, but some of it might still be there. They're going to be a hard team to try to handicap this fall.
It's, you know, we do some dumb scheduling stuff in college football, but scheduling that game early.
Yeah. That's great because both teams could fall off a cliff.
It's great for the calendar. Like it's going to do a monster number. I mean, anybody that likes college football is going to be like carve time out of their day to sit down and watch that game, and can't wait for it.
I mean, you don't even have to like college football. I mean, that was Lane Kiffin's antics were kind of first take sort of fodder. You know, like that was college sports at all. So that's going to be fascinating to watch. I did find it interesting. We chatted with Peter Burns on the YouTube channel this week. If you haven't heard it yet, go check it out. You know, he's a Baton Rouge guy, but even he is like, the schedule's really tough. Are we really, you know...
Are we ready for it? Yeah.
Yeah, that it might take Lane Kiffin a minute, and so, you know, that's like a win total that when we get to there, might be an under. I don't know, just thinking out loud here. Right, we're trying to zig where others are zagging.
They're just a fascinating team just because of everything that's on the line and all they've invested. And you've got that big game out the chute.
Yeah.
And then like Sam Levitt's, you know, got that injury. We don't know how that.
I mean, he just had surgery, you know.
But they also got like that receiver room I really like, and I could see where they could be really explosive.
I mean, who knows how much they pay for Jordan Seaton too? I mean, he's got one of the best offensive tackles.
Eric Wolford coaching offensive line.
People forget that.
They come to Lexington for the Keeneland double dip. They're a fascinating football team this year.
Yeah, that is going to be an absolute zoo. If you want to put your house up for an Airbnb, that'd be a good time to do it, Central Kentucky, because I'm sure LSU fans.
Yeah, that's the big Keeneland game.
Only been here once since that 2007 upset over the number one team, and they basically got Coach L fired. It was 2 weeks later that Ed Orgeron, they worked out a deal to get him out of there. We were playing Baton Rouge, up 21 points in the fourth quarter. That was a fun football game. That was a real fun football game. Was Max Johnson the quarterback?
He was.
Oh, man.
They
He's
had
still playing college football, isn't he?
Kayshawn Butte, Malik Neighbors,
One of Jack Pilgrim's favorite pass catchers.
Brian, what's the receiver for the Jaguars?
Brian Thomas Jr.?
Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, pretty crazy. What's up, Hanky?
Big Henry's trying to get on the show.
Henry Baker, the heavy hitter, Hammerin' Hank, is in the house. He's a big fan of Nick.
He's a big fan of Nick Roush.
Oh, yeah, big fan.
He's a big fan of Big Click Nick.
Big Click Nick. Oh, he clicks on them all. He clicks on them all. And we hope you come. Hey, if you're ever in the area, come by TD's in Brandenburg. In Meade
You
County.
can't even see it. The bar is awesome. They even got Sources Say.
Oh, Sources Say.
Sources Say is gotten not only on TV. It's in the prime area. It's on the
right
bar
next to
area.
the bar. Exactly. The mugs in the background. Look, I showed some of my Meade County cards earlier, but I'm a Dixie Highway guy. This is a short drive down Dixie Highway. We used to Otter Creek it quite a bit. You ever do the Field of Screams? No?
No, I never Field of Screams.
Oh, that was the best haunted house. But the memories made here were best made at the Meade County Fair because
all memories are made at all the best ones made at
I got to that was my first ever tractor pull. No, it was a tractor truck. First tractor pull was there. Enjoyed the fried Oreos, but the lovely lady I was dating at the time, I told her, it's like I don't do rides very well, especially spinny ones. So she said, no, you have to do a ride. You're not coming to the Meade County Fair and not doing a ride. So we picked the Spin Master 5000. I don't know what it was, but that thing got me sideways spinning. And halfway through, I knew it wasn't going to end well. Well, when the ride stopped, it stopped at an angle. And so when it stopped at that angle, everything inside my stomach slid down to the people who were sitting at the bottom of that angle. It did not end very well. That was the first and last spinny ride at the Meade County Fair.
They give some funnel cake on them.
A little bit of funnel cake, a little bit of corn dog. I'm a corn dog guy at a county fair, state fair. Big fan of coming down here to Brandenburg. Doe Valley. You ever gone fishing at Doe Valley?
I've not gone fishing, but Doe Valley is just right down the road from here.
You hop on a pontoon boat, putt around. Cousin of mine, that's every day. Just out there casting a line out of Doe Valley. I've even played the golf course, too. Fun little golf course. There's a lot of great stuff down here in Meade County. Big fans here at TD's. Pizza and wings. Come check it out. Come ride the green wave down here. You got anything you want to get off your chest before this PGA Championship tomorrow? You got any locks?
I have not even looked into it at all.
All right, here's my question for you, though. I love Xander in the PGA. He's been money lately. He won at Valhalla. Played well 2 years ago, too. Did he win in 23 as well?
I believe he's won 2 PGAs.
Yeah, I believe he's won 2 PGAs. Do I need to worry?
I have to look it up. I think he's won maybe the British Open.
He won the British Open that year, but I think he came back and won another PGA. My point being, though, should I be worried enough about this injury affecting him this weekend? Because it didn't work out. He might have been withdrawn at Augusta.
Yeah, you never love that because you don't know when it's going to flare up.
I don't love that. Is Scotty just going to go do the Scotty thing? I want Brooks. Brooks is now, this might be, I could also see this being the Brooks Koepka announces he's back.
Right, these is one of the 2 majors he wins, right?
Yeah.
PGA and U.S. Open.
He's won 4 of these, and he got off Live Golf, last fall? Give or take? So he's had enough time to, rev up those competitive engines. I could see him being like, hey, y'all forgot about Brooks. Everybody's talking about Rory and Scotty. Don't forget about me. It can be fun. Do you like having the PGA this weekend?
I like it in May. I really do.
I do too.
I don't love having the players not in May, but I feel like it's a better trade. I feel like the golf calendar just moves better with that because you don't have the weird long layoff between Masters and Father's Day weekend, which is the U.S. Open.
Yeah, that was too long of a layoff. My bigger thing is I don't like TPC. I know weather-wise it works out great for them. I wish TPC was 3 weeks after the British Open. Or is it the U.S. Open? No, it's the British Open. It's the last one now.
Yeah.
I wish we had something right before football, but the PGA was almost too late. It was almost too stretched out. And I just don't like having TPC happening in the middle of March Madness. I can't. It's Conference Championship week.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's just it's a tough weekend here, but I do like how it just kind of flows better with it there.
Yeah, we might get some good news about Valhalla coming this week, too.
Yeah, they're making another push. What were the hats? Holla?
Holla. We might be back. Holla. You been getting out of the leagues much, Luckett?
I have not.
Yeah. Tough slate.
You know how it goes.
Yeah. We're going to try to get back out of the track this weekend, though. Churchill Downs.
Yeah, that's not. They're not stopping you from that.
No. Hey, we're close. We're close to the racetrack. We can make it happen. The next time we talk, will there be another football commitment before our next edition of 11 Personnel?
If you play the trends say
it's been once a week. It really has been once a week. There's been something. I don't really know who it could be.
Jatori Williams announces next week. I know Miami's made a big push late.
But that's all on the table for next Friday. Tyler Fryman's been quiet. Reed Gherkin was one of those where
he's announcing, I think he said in June 22nd, I think, after his visit.
So he did put that out there, but that's been an iron in the fire for quite some time. So
one you felt like Kentucky has led for a while now.
Well, and the two running backs too.
Right.
That could be one that just pops up out of nowhere, whether it's Kelsey Gerald or Mason Ball. So we're going to keep a close eye on those, and we're going to eat these wings. I'm salivating. I need to get more in my belly out here at TD's in Brandenburg. It's been a lot of fun hanging out here in Meade County. We're glad you joined us online. We're glad all of you all joined us here at TD's. He's Adam Luggett. I'm Nick Roush. Go Cats and go Kroger.